The semifinal match between Ash and Cynthia is finally here. Let's jump into it. Hey, what's going on everyone? Entering Infinity here. Today I'm back with a brand new video to discuss episode 123 of the Pokemon Journeys anime, where Ash takes on Cynthia in part 1 of their semifinal battle of the Masters 8 tournament. Alright, so first I want to talk about the things I didn't like about the episode, and then I'll get into the things that I really liked about the episode, and then I'll kind of wrap it up from there. So the first thing that I have to say that I really did not like about this episode was the way that they've been handling Dragonite. Like I mentioned it previously in my videos, Ash getting a Dragonite was like the coolest thing ever and was the reason why I even started watching this anime to begin with. And the treatment of Dragonite was amazing in the first half of the series. Dragonite was like Ash's ace. It was so good. It was an absolute unit. It was being the godly legendary that it should have been. And lately, for some reason, the writers have been making it out to be like an absolute joke and having it just get bodied in every single match. And it's been very frustrating for me as somebody who loves that Pokemon and loves that Ash has that Pokemon in his team to see it get time after time like embarrassed, and it's getting a little annoying at this point because in this battle between Ash and Cynthia, Ash uses Dragonite first against her Spiritomb, and it doesn't just lose, it doesn't put up a good fight, it just gets like absolutely embarrassed. And it's just like so crazy to me how they keep doing this to Ash's pseudo legendary, right? All he manages to do is fire off like a half-baked Draco Meteor, which gets seemingly kind of like it gets blocked almost by Spiritomb because it was like the way it was spinning, just for it to get put to sleep by hypnosis, and then it got Dream Eater to death, and it was just like completely gone in like 2 seconds. And I was just like, that's it. That's what I was expecting, worst case scenario based on the preview, and that's exactly what we got, and I was very disappointed to see that. The next thing I didn't like was kind of like pretty much in general just kind of the first half of the way this battle went. Ash was battling like a complete amateur noob. It was not champion Ash that we know and love that showed up to this battle. He was just rushing head into everything, and Cynthia showed up to battle. She had her strats, she was ready to go, and she was just working him over left and right, and he was just getting completely bodied. And I was just like, who is this person? Like, this isn't the Ash Ketchum that we know. He was just getting like absolutely worked, like he was not even a champion. And then I also didn't like the fact that we didn't get really any cameos in this episode. It's like, this is the semifinals of the biggest tournament in the world, and there's not like one single cameo of like Ash's companions or friends or anything. I'm guessing they're kind of saving it for a little later, but I thought it was a little weird, especially one part that I'll get into a little later on that was like such an obvious setup and they still didn't do it. So I was like, okay, it's a little weird. So yeah, those were pretty much the three main things that I didn't really like about this episode that I thought were a little meh for me. So now I want to talk about the things I really did like. I really liked at the beginning of the episode when we got to see Ash in the tunnel and he's like setting up all his gimmicks. You know, he's like tightening his Dynamax band, he's got his like Z crystal, and like, you know, he's getting all his stuff ready, and you see all 6 of his Pokemon standing around him, and like that, like you could feel the tension in the air and like the excitement and like kind of the gravitas of the situation. I was like, yes, let's go, this is what I want to see. And I have to say, like, I felt like the episode didn't start getting like really good until Pikachu hit the field. Actually, not even when Pikachu hit the field, when Gastrodon hit the field versus Pikachu, because at that point in the episode, like I mentioned before, I was disappointed by the Dragonite handling. Ash was battling horribly, Cynthia's working him over, Ash sends out Pikachu, she switches in her Gastrodon, and then he doesn't switch out the Pikachu, and then she's like using Earth Power, and I was like, oh my god, this is it. If he takes this Earth Power, like, this is over. Like, I just give up on this show. And then that's like the moment where this episode started getting like really, really good, because we finally get to see like the Ash that we know and love. Because once she uses Earth Power, Pikachu starts like jumping up on the rocks and then using his like crazy strategies that he's known for, and then she tries to Stone Edge him, and then he breaks the stones with the Iron Tail and starts smacking them back at the Gastrodon, then quick attacks into them and blows up the rocks and like kills the Gastrodon. That was awesome. I'm like, let's go. This is the Ash Ketchum that we know and love. He's finally back, and he's finally showed up to battle. So that's when I was starting to get really hyped, because it was starting to get really good, and he was actually using strategies and not just being a complete noob and just like rushing into her and getting completely countered every single time. So I really loved that part. And then she sends out the Spiritomb, and then he starts using the counter shield with the Pikachu, and that I absolutely loved also, because it was a callback to Sinnoh, which is also like where Cynthia's from. So it was like kind of like a double callback, and she recognized it. And I was like, that's the point where I thought it was like such like an easy giveaway to like cut to Paul watching and being like showing him smirk and being like, yeah, that a boy, Ash. But we didn't get that. I'm like, how do you not do that? That was such an easy win for them to just throw Paul in there for 2 seconds watching it. Like, I felt like that would have been such a nice touch. But anyway, I love that part of the battle. And then he starts using his strategies. He blocks the hypnosis with the counter shield. He pins down the Spiritomb with the electro web, and then he comes in and bodies it with the Iron Tail. It was absolutely awesome. I loved it. That's the type of battling I wanted to see in this episode and in this battle as a whole. And then we get to see the ultimate trump card from Cynthia, where she uses Destiny Bond right as Pikachu's about to kill her Spiritomb, which was like the coolest part of the episode, because you think that, you know, Ash just won and finally knocked out her Spiritomb, which was super tricky and hard to deal with. And then all of a sudden, like, you just see like the little rock that it comes out of on the floor, and then this like black aura just comes out and like envelops Pikachu and like sucks its soul out and like kills him. And then like the rock just kind of like turns over like it's fully dead, and then it ends up being a double knockout. Like, I just thought that was so well done, because it was so like suspenseful. You know, you didn't know what was going on because you thought that Pikachu won, but then like the Destiny Bond came out and like took Pikachu's soul. Like, it was just so cool how they did that. So I thought that was like pretty much like the highlight of the episode. And then now the episode kind of ends off from there, where now Ash is down like 3 of the 4 of his best Pokemon, I would say, against Cynthia. So now you're like, wow, he's really got an uphill battle to go from here without, you know, 3 of the 4 of his best Pokemon. But at least now he's finally woken up and he started like battling really well. So I'm really looking forward to seeing kind of like how he goes on from here. And Dracovish and Surfetch are really going to have to step it up in the next episode and really pull their weight, because Ash has got a serious uphill battle to climb, because he still has to deal with a Mega Garchomp in the back, and I think he's going to need multiple Pokemon to try to do damage to that thing, because I can't see him one-on-oneing that thing, because her Garchomp is like one of the strongest Pokemon we've ever seen a trainer have in this series, you could argue. So it's going to be serious fireworks going on there. You know, Mega Lucario's got the weight of the world on his shoulders coming up. So yeah, so those are overall my thoughts of the episode. I'm really curious how everyone else felt about it. I'm also really curious, like, how does everyone feel about the way they've been handling Dragonite? Are you upset like me? I mean, I know I can't be the only one. Like, it's just absolutely insane to me the way they're treating Dragonite. If you stayed till the end, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Do me a huge favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new, and I'll catch you all on the next one.